What if you can give your child the gift of a lifetime of enjoyable learning? What if you find a time-tested method of raising children who love to read, learn, and immerse themselves with ideas and have the heart to care for others? This is what we believe a Charlotte Mason education can give you. We know the old system of just having our children get by with good grades is no longer enough. We want our children to learn, love learning, and apply what they learn in their present and future lives. Living Pupil Homeschool is the first Charlotte Mason homeschool provider in the Philippines and Cebu's first homegrown homeschool provider. We have solid experience of helping parents with their homeschool education for almost 6 years. We started as a homeschool support in 2016 and evolved into a homeschool provider in 2017. Living Pupil Homeschool's mission is to be able to raise children and parents with both heart and skills. We do this by working together with parents by giving their children a rich, gentle, and Christ-centered education. Inspired by Charlotte Mason's philosophy of education, children can enjoy a feast of ideas through living books and not just dry facts and other CM elements such as narration, nature study, habit training, handicrafts, copywork, and history chronology. Likewise, parents have the freedom to select lessons that tailor-fit their child's needs and manage their finances with their affordable tuition fee and installment plans. From preschool to senior high school, our programs are inclusive of parent training and support, coaching on the curriculum and method, book recommendations, training on how to do assessment and grading, online COOP classes, a number of free ebooks or PDF books, intentional parenting programs, and DepEd accreditation in partnership with Kairos Christian Academy from K2 to senior high school. We also provide international accreditation for families who want their academic records to be recognized internationally. In partnership with Charlotte Mason Philippines, new incoming families are also privileged to receive a Talina Charlotte Mason curriculum, a complete, open, and go lesson guide for 1 year for free. Our school year is also filled with fun and engaging LP events and activities, both online and face-to-face, that kids and the entire family can be a part of. Lastly, our dynamic and helpful homeschool community is there to support you always, regardless of whether you are a newbie or a seasoned homeschool mom or dad. Be a part of Living Pupil Homeschool. Be a living pupil. Heart and skills.
Okay, maayong hapon sa tanan. Hi! Welcome! Okay, before ta magsugod, na ako'y pangutana para sa atuang tanan. Okay, para sa imuha. Okay, and I want you to write your answers on the comment section. Okay, ang akong question is this. Para sa imuha, unsa ang pinaka-importante nga trabaho? What is the most important work nga pwede nato matrabaho? Sige daw, Be. Let me see sa comment section. Okay, is it to be a doctor or a nurse? Karon nga, of course, post-pandemic naman ta, no? Or to be a lawyer ba? Or farmer? Because as we farm, we bring food to the table of the people. Okay, para sa ato ang mga viewers, unsa ang pinaka-importante nga trabaho? Sige, wala pa ko'y nakita sa comment section. But while waiting, okay, I was reminded of a writing sa first book sa what we consider a revolutionary educator. And she said that work which is of most importance to society is the bringing up and instruction of the children. In the school, certainly, but far more in the home. Because it is more than anything else, the home influences brought to bear upon the child determines the character and the career of the future man or woman. Again, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Zen, and welcome to our Facebook discussions, Facebook broadcast. And this afternoon, we are going to discover the wonders of homeschooling. Unsa man gyud na siya? Unsa may beauty niya? And unsay may encourage nato sa parents nga medyo nahadlok pa, okay, or wala pa fully na sabtan unsa gyud ang homeschooling. And joining me this afternoon are two wonderful women that I really look up, that has inspired me, and nakita na ko that they are not perfect, but they have grown as a homeschooling mom. At the same time, they are women of wisdom. Okay, let me call on our first guest. Okay, she's from Bohol. Okay, I'm gonna give her the time now to introduce herself.
Hi! Maayong hapon sa tanan and to all our viewers. I am Mommy Evelyn and I am from Bohol. Um, uh, I am already homeschooling for the past 2 years with my eldest daughter, Kaylee, which is 12 years, who is 12 years old, and I have another child which will turn 2 years old. Turn 2 years old this June. So, I am preparing him for this homeschooling also.
Okay, thank you, Lynn, all the way from Bohol. Okay, and also together with Evelyn, I call her ate. Okay, some would call her nanay. Okay, my husband calls her nanay, but I call her ate. Okay, and some would call her mommy Juby. So she's from Cebu. Hi, Ate Jubes.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Zen. Hello, Mommy Evelyn. Uh, I'm Ate Juby siya. I'm homeschooling for 4 years na exactly. Nag 4 years good karon. Karon we started to 2018, and at that time duha pa na ako kaanak ang akong gi-homeschool, and then the following years at 2019 my eldest son also joined us. So tulo akong anak, pasensya sa ko din. Tulo akong anak, and then karon nga year ang akong youngest mag grade 6 na, no, the next bali kaning coming school year, and then ang ako ang second kay mag year 9, then akong eldest ka mag year 10. And so far, kanang gusto jud may magpadayon jud og homeschool because it's so much fun.
Okay, thank you, Ate Jubes. Thank you, Lynn. So, Evelyn, she's homeschooling ang eldest. Kay gamay pa man ang manghod. So, homeschooling mom of one. And si
Yes.
Ate Juby is homeschooling three. Wow, multi-level. Na anak sila. Okay, pag mag-homeschool kag usa, wonder mom ka. Pag mag-homeschool kag more than one, super mom ka. Okay. Kaya dili sa'yo ang schedule. No. Okay, so first nga question nako for Ate Juby, what made you decide to homeschool?
Okay. Um, 2018 no was really a time na kanang lisod for me kay uh, very early in the morning we have to wake up mano at 5:30 para maka-adto sa school at 6:30. And then my youngest daughter keeps on crying and then ana siya sa mo nga kanang kapoy na kuno kaayo. So at 5:30 no ma-stress out na mig so good pagpukaw sa mga bata pag ligo sa ilaha and then uh, I had a desire not to homeschool the year before that, but at that time, my husband is not sold out sa idea. But during that time, actually March na to siya na hilak na gid akong anak nga youngest kung by yun siya nga mom kanang I really want to homeschool because it's really so hard for me. No, so nade siya gipang go through. So for me, it was a confirmation. And then when I talked to my husband, mingsugot na siya. No, mingsugot na siya. So that was the very first reason, no, nga, marami og nabutang sa sitwasyon ba nga, kanang yes, kanang, ato na dyan yung buhaton kay, stressful ka ay sa amo ang tanan. Dili lang sa mga bata, stressful jud kay sa amo ang tanan. Kay, ang pag-travel na mo, and then, gamay lang kaayong bigas kung malate gali ang mga bata no pasulaton man sila nga I will not be late tomorrow or something like that and then kanang kuan kayo siya kanang dili gyud siya nindot nga experience para sa ilaha so and then after daghan na din kay mga reasons we find so many reasons na we really need to do it and we're so grateful na pag abot sa pandemic na confirm gyud pa homeschool gyud lagi ta. So we were not having a hard time na kay kanang naa na may dynamics ba na smooth sailing siya during sa pandemic kay wala na kuratan ang among mga anak. Okay.
Okay, thank you Ate Jubes for sharing. So nakadungog ta no ang kanang na-remember sad to na ako kanang murag mag-away na lang for me sila Ate Juby yala kinahanglan na pukaw og ayaw ang bata kay dapat dili malate. Okay, so how about sa imong Alin? Unsa pa nimong story? What made you decide to homeschool?
Sa akong side, dugay namin nagplano nga mag-homeschool because of sa nature sa work sa akong bana nga magbiyahe siya. Unya, gusto niya ubanon me because it's only me and Kaylee before. So, mo to ngayon siya mag-homeschool na ta, but wala ko kabalo asa, wala ko kabalo kinsa, wala ko kabalo unsaon. So, muna niyon ko nga, asa mo ko magsugod ani? Uy, murag wala ko'y idea. Muna nga pag pandemic, ningingon ko nga murag ako ang stand is napugos ko. Wala ako'y choice. Pero actually nabi ako'y choice kana ba yung module na pa biya among school nga mo provide og online ay module pero ningingon ko nga wala ko'y choice mag-homeschool na lang jud ko. Unya there was a turning point nga naburos ko yung pugog hala naka-enroll nako unya saon man ni nako pero naana nako pero sa in the long run na realize nako nga ala para di ay nako ni kay mura og kana ang nahitabo jud siya even though nakoy choice pero niingon ko sa kong self ato wala koy choice kay pandemic pero gusto ko mo choose na pud og lain kay nakoy biunsaon nako ni pero wala na enroll nako na murag mao to siya mo jud ang first reason namo nga nung na homeschool me.
Sakto ka remember ko murag pag-start sa pandemic, murag everyone was pushed natulod ba no nga mag-homeschool walay choice. And it's either mag-module ka or mag-homeschool ka and using the Charlotte Mason method or the eclectic method. Okay, so nag-mention mo kaganina, like kang Ate Juby, no, kanang about sa time, mo na siyang isa sa reason na nung nag-homeschool sila, parang kanang dili na malate, dili na ma-avoid katong mga away usahay, no, sa mga bata. Ang next question ako would be, I'm sure kanang before mo nag-decide mag-homeschool, naagid mo yung mga concerns.
Yeah.
Like for example, for some moms nga mga nastorya na ako, like, how about ang socialization? Isa siya sa major concern sa mga mama pag makadungog sila nga i-homeschool, kung sa mga socialization sa bata, basta na shy type unya. So, katong mga nastorya na ako before, sayon ra gyud ka akong tubag, inon gyud ako sila nga na akong anak, tan-awa siya. Tan-awa lang akong anak kay nagsugod man gyud siya nga homeschooled gyud, murag all throughout. Nga ba, so naa sila makita nga example nga ay normal lang di ay, in fact tabian kaayo kay si Andres. And na remember na ako growing up, he was never intimidated with anyone. He talks to everybody. He talks to the guard sa SM, sa cashier, mao pay manguna og storya. Dili siya ma-intimidate, whether idaran na or bata man, manguna gyud ba, muuna gyud og storya. So dito na ko nakita nga no kanang dili siya tinuod nga pag mag-homeschool, dili kay baw mo socialize ang atong mga anak. In fact, nakita na ko siya nga strength sa homeschooling because ang atong mga anak, they see us every day.
Yes.
Nakakita sa mga ginaunsa nato pag-socialize sa mga bata, sa kaedad nato, sa mga idaran na. And because they see us, they imitate us. So yung anak po sila mag-socialize sa uban. So that was, I think, isa sa mga major concern sa una nako o sa mga parents na akong nakaila, socialization. About sa imo, Ate Jubes, sa imo ang concerns before?
When I started, ang first gina ko nga concern kay I feel so inadequate. No, kay kanang the feeling bitaw nga hala ang future sa akong mga anak, ang education sa akong mga anak nakasalalay sa akong kamot. Ano bitaw unsa man ni nako, ano bitaw kana na ako yung mga regrets ba kay my mom was a teacher, my sister was a teacher, and before ako mama sige gingon buhat ka na unit sa education, wala dyan ako nabuhat ba ano ko og kuy nganong wala man ako to gibuhat, now I feel so inadequate unsaon man ni nako ito dili na ako ni makaya kay sa formal education nako wala na ako nahuman ang ako ang AB English, and then sayo man gud ko nag-undang sa ako ang eskwela, and then nag crash course ko for kanang School of Ministry. So I served as a full-time minister at a very early age, no, and then moto na dili na ako makaya, and then also because we travel a lot uban sa akong bana, feeling ako Lord bisura jud ani oy niya. When we had a heart-to-heart talk with my husband, ito, babe, kanang sure ka, kanang musali ka sa ako sa education sa imong mga anak. At that time, duha pa yun siya, pigsalig manggali ko sa imo, no, when you were teaching mga spiritual things sa church, niya, siya, why not? Yeah. At that time, kung saan majunin ako, so, nakaya jud siya by the grace of God because ang community no sa Living Pupil kanang helpful kaayo, like Zen is there all the time to help us when we ask questions, no, so kato siya na kanang nasulbad to siya by the trainings no nga among ginabuhat ongoing even until now, no, I'm still up to kuan gyud mga trainings, and then also ang sa schedule pod mura gyud nakanindot kay kuan man kanang since daghan mig books nga ano siya online siya, so sa una no magbasa akong mga anak, magbasa pud ko, and then also when I go out no it's either na ako'y gibilin nga mo read sa ilaha or sometimes we do online no magtawag ko sa ilaha, mag video call ko sa ilaha we read the book together, something like that. So na solusyonan ra gyud ang tanan nga akong mga concerns. Mao na ang nahitabo.
Thank you, Ate Jubes. I feel you. Mausad siya akong gibati sa una, kanang murag, dili man ko teacher. Yes, na ami unit sa education sa college, pero murag layo ra bitaw kaayo, like physical therapy, and then mag-teacher ko sa akong anak, murag, layo ra man siya kaayo. But I remembered, I read a book, a Charlotte Mason book, and then I think it was Pestalozzi who said that the mother is qualified.
Yeah.
And ang nakanindot, I think, usa siya sa wonder of homeschooling, kay as a mom, nahimo tang mas prayerful. Tabang ta, Lord, yun ako kaya. Ang ako ang anak, especially whenever we are dealing with the character of our children. Because sometimes, dili ta kahibaw, when are we gonna wear the parent hat and the teacher hat? Murag, oh Lord, I need your wisdom. And I was encouraged to realize nga si Lord, wala ka niya gi-call because equipped na ta, tungod kay kaya na nato, but that the Lord equips us as He calls us to become a parent. Di ba no? Kanang murag, wow, thank you Lord. Being a mom, because dili tanan nahimong mama. Being a mom, I believe, is a calling. And ang nakanindot sa Ginoo is that when He calls us to be a mom, He equips us, He empowers us, He gives us wisdom. Kaya how about sa imong halin? Ano sa imong mga concerns sa una?
Ako Zed, maistrahon na jud ko. di kay maistrahon. Although kanang ganahan jud ko magtudlo-tudlo, pero sama sa imong giingon, wala tay pasensya sa tong kaugalingong anak, pero natay pasensya sa uban. So ako yung major concern sa pagsugod nako sa homeschooling is patient. Ang ako adjung pasensya labi na nga nakoy baby. Unsaon man nako, mo jud ako pangutan. Unsaon man nako nga sa una ra ba sa among traditional school, wala jud ni istorya, puro jud banghag ug hapak. Dira gid minabuhi. Dira gid minabuhi. Although na siya sa school, muli siya na assignment, na mga tunon, labi na ina na. So ang akong husband nga nakakita sa mga situation, ingon siya nga may paog magkuan na lang ta, mag-tutor na lang ta. Ngon siya nga, mangita na lang tag-tutor. So, muna nga, there was a time na among gi-tutor si Kaylee, pero maura man gihapon kay, iniguli niya ako siya panguntanon, unsa may mo ka, wala daw. So, mabunala na pod. Double ang kulata, madouble na kog hapak kay, gintudluan wala kasabot, ipadalag tutor samot nga walay nasabtan. So, asa man ko ani?
Legit, ka-relate. Kanang patience, no? Kanang patient ta sa uban, pero sa atong mga anak, murag lisuda mahimong patient, o murag nata expectation sa ila abang nga dapat mapareho sila sa ato og understanding, pareho sa ato kapaspas, dapat pareho sila sa ato mo solve og math. Unya sa una gani pareho tag edad nila, di punta utro punta, di punta ka ba mo solve. Di ba no? But yeah, another thing nga nakanindot when you homeschool is that number one, kaganina anak ko nga, we become prayerful because we realize nga as we homeschool, ang future sa atong mga anak depends on us. Naa sa ato But when we look at ourselves, dili nato kaya sa ato ang kaugalingon. So we tap on to the Lord, we call on the Lord to help us. And I think the second thing na nakanindot, another wonder of homeschooling is that before it educates and before it transforms the lives of our children, it transforms us first. Kita ang nabago, like even sa akong story, I mentioned na dili gid ko ganahan og bata sa una. Nag-ingon ko ang Ate Jubes, pag mamilyo ko, di gid ko manganak. Kay pitumi ka igsuon, ako'y kinamaguwangan, yaya ko sa mga gagmay nga bata, tigpadede sa mga bata, tiglimpyo, tiglaba, mo to. Hindi, nagdid ko ganahan ng bata. And kay baw ko nga, ang akong personality being choleric, dili gyud patient sa mga bata. But when I started homeschooling, especially nga gamay pa ato si Andres, mubo kag attention span. Unya magtudlo kag taas mo magsakit imo ang ulo. And pila pud ka times nga mag-homeschool me nga dili siya makasabot, and I failed many times as a mom nga makasyagit ko, makabunda ko sa table, muhilak akong anak, and then natudluan pod ko nga mo paubos, mangayog pa saylo, say mo dagan ko sa room, magampo ko Lord, tabangi ko. And then na-realize na ako nga doing it every day, dili away every day ha, but doing homeschooling every day, na-stretch ko and slowly nahimong patient because I began to understand that my child is a person and a growing na person. Kaya grow pa sad na siya. Kay lahi-lahi gyud tag mga concern of patience, inadequacy, feeling of inadequacy. My next question would be, unsay nakita ninyo now that you're homeschooling? Unsay advantage and disadvantage nga nag-homeschool mo? Magsugod ko kang Evelyn.
Sa tinuod lang Zen, pagsugod na ako sa homeschooling, wala ko kabalo, asa ko paingon, labi na o pag-start natin yung the great divide. Ingon po ko, sige, saon man jud ning great. Sige, mura ko sa kabulan jud ko, wala ko kabalo, nagbasa lang ni sa libro, wala jud ko kabalo unsaon ni ko nga, unsa man jud ning Charlotte Mason, oy nganong kisa may gasugod ani, wala man jud ni sa una. And abi pud nako si Charlotte Mason bag-o pa. So when I do my research, ko, hala, perte naman din ning dugaya nganong karon pa man ni siya na introduce sa ato ang system di sa atong not sa system sa atong education existing naman di ay. So inko sige, since baby pa si baby ang baby, ako magtan-aw kuno ko unsaon ni siya. So and with the help of living pupil, in which anytime mi maka-message, makapangutana, tubagon mi, guidean mi. So eventually, sama si mong giingon, ang Charlotte Mason sa sinugdanan ra lisod, magkadugay, magkasayon, magkadugay, magkaanad na ka. So dito na dayon ako nakita ang advantage nga ang advantage sa homeschooling plus pagyod kani siya nga curriculum nga atong gisunod is ikaw ang in charge sa mong own schedule. So kami as wala man ko nag-ingon nga di na punta magsayo og mata like before sa among traditional school nga magdali-dali pud mi, but naagi hapon na incorporate ang discipline nga 9 o'clock gyud kay kanang this it's a discipline. Education is a discipline, it's an atmosphere. So naagi hapon na gisunod gihapon namo. Pero as for me as the parent teacher, nakita na ko ang advantage sa learning approach. Dira jud ko nakuan bitaw nga halan no dili di ay maayo akong anak ani nga failed ngano din gimumo to nako siya sa una. Murag nakaingon ko ba gihapak man to nako siya oy nga bisan man jud kung sound di man jud siya kasabot, pero kung ako siyang ipaagi og kanta makasulti man siya Filipino saan ako nakatira, dili nang saan ako nagpuyo na mga ingon ana bitaw nga pero paagi sa kanta tungod sa inyo sa atong curriculum nga natay basahon, natay kantahon. So in that murag mao ni ang approach sa mga bata kay lain-lain man gyud ang approach sa bata. So muna ako nakit-an nga advantage sa akong experience. So far mao na ang greatest advantage nga akong nakita.
Any disadvantage nga nakita nimo or na-experience nimo as a homeschool?
Siguro Zen, lahi-lahi man og disadvantage kay some of the parents working. Ako, privilege ko nga I'm at home. Pero na ako'y baby unya wala ko'y ingon nga full time nga nay kauban sa balay. Na alam ko yung moari nga mutabang nako pero dili jud ingon nga 24/7. So ako wala ko'y disadvantage sa time nga mingon sila kulang ang time, mabuo jud nako ang time basta ako lang yung i-balance kay napud ko si baby, napud si Kaylee. Pero sa ako lang jud ang akong nakita nga disadvantage sa una is and until murag karon tungod kay ang atong curriculum is connected to each other, anang I have to require so much of energy to search resources for the lesson. murag mauna akong nakita ko, hala, uy, magmaestra naman jud siguro ko ani because need ko mag-research. Need ko og research.
Okay, sorry. Hi. Sorry, nagka-glitch. I don't know why.
It's okay.
Hi, Lynn. Sorry kaayo. Sige
It's
pa dahil.
okay.
Oo,
Mo to
connected
siya.
ko. Mm.
Yeah, connected tanan. So daghan kay pangutana na ang bata. So there are times nga moingon na lang ko, I think we gonna search it together and we gonna learn it together kay murag wala na jud ko ikatubag. So para nako ang disadvantage sa akong side is I use all my energy to search for resources for the lesson. Pero of course, naaraman, matubag raman, pero tungod kay sa una mingon ako just sige ra kog just until I read the book that you said, the mother culture, nga di ta pwede mingon og just oy mingon lang tag let's just learn it together. So, di ko pwede mingog just na jud. So muna nga murag para nako disadvantage na kay murag pero dili man jud siya ma-consider disadvantage then kay kana ang nag-learn man pug ko. So
Yes.
pero muna siya murag journey ba.
Murag ang imong giingon nga disadvantage will become our advantage because murag kanang kita nga parents na stretch and kinanglanon po ta mag-learn. We are learning alongside our children.
Yes.
Honestly,
Yes.
before ko nag-homeschool, dili kaayo ko palabasa og book because ang ako ang kanang excuse is that auditory ko nga person. So maminaw lang ko, maminaw ko music, maminaw ko audio, and mag-watch ko og mga sermons and all, murag ing ana ko mag-learn. But when I started homeschooling, of course, magbasa na kay kinahanglanon po ko makita sa akong anak, pero dili lang siya tungod kay kinahanglanon ko makita sa akong anak. But because I need to equip myself para naapod ko itudlo sa akong anak. Kaya how about sa imo, Ate Jobs? Unsay advantage and disadvantage nga nag-homeschool? Murag naka-mute ka te. Naka-mute imong microphone.
Dili na ko.
Okay, while waiting for Ate. Okay. Na-mute na sad Ate. Sige, feel free to comment your questions, to type your questions sa comment section.
I cannot. I think.
Okay na te. Okay na.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Okay na. Nawala na sad. While waiting na lang for Ate Juby, I want to share also ang nakita na ko nga advantage for me because Andres grew up, dugay siya na sundan. Siya lang amo ang anak for a long time. I think kami ni Evelyn. Because of that, nahimong advantage para sa ako nga makuyog na ko siya per me. Madala-dala na ko siya per me. Okay, nakakita ko the first time nga nakakaton siya mo basa. Murag, yes! Abi na ko, dili na ko kaya magtudlo niyag basa. Nahimong advantage tungod kay nag-homeschool me nga we can study anywhere. Like na-remember na ko sa una pag mag-cell group ni sa IT Park, kuyog-kuyog na ko siya, then mag-answer lang po siya sa iyang math na lesson. Okay, I think Ate Juby is, okay, go Ate! Murag isa lang ka-click te.
Yeah.
There. Ah.
Sige. Sige, di na po siya hilabtan. Okay, so number 1 was we got closer to my kids. Number 2 was I was able to kanang see mga areas sa ilang life na in need of kanang develop like sa character, sa habits. And it's so humbling because I just realized nga kining uban ng mga bad habits o gikan man jud ni sa ako. No, and then number 3 was that life and learning is becoming more fun. Kaysa una struggle man kaayo like dili na ko makita ba like abot nila from school kuan kay ilang mga naong kanang dili happy ba cool cool kay tan-aw no man mo ana bita how's school great daw pero wala naka-smile kaya ana bitaw niya pag ano na pag homeschool na nakita na ko even no every now and then I keep on telling them na I keep on asking them oh how was it kanang do you think homeschooling is really for us is it good yung said mom it's so great we love it and every time we're so glad that we are homeschooling ang disadvantage lang gid sa akong nakita is may mga times na they miss their classmates no so we tried to kanang reconnect with them but some of them especially during the pandemic kay ano na kanang di na namo ma contact ba no and then we cannot even see their post na sa Facebook so I think that's the only disadvantage for us kay it really works for us like if we travel we can still do homeschool ano bitaw and then if we kuan pod kanang naay mga times nga for example kanang naay mga difficulties nga among ma-experience kanang gracious ra pud ko kanang mayon ko sila guys we will not stress ourselves out we will work on this ato ning trabahoon and then kanang kabalo ko nga makaya ra nato ni so that's how we do it like for example naglisod mi sa ilang writing composition at first no but then nakita na ko grabe kay ka-improve ang akong eldest na karon so he was able to write na gyud kanang libro na gyud ano bitaw niya pagsugod ba yan mo dili ba yan na siya nga na zen if you could still remember kanang struggle ba yun ang pag put into writing ba mga things na nasa iyang mind kay more on oral man sila pero si JB was karon he is able to kuan na gyud articulate everything na through his writing so happy kay ko naora to siya
Thank you, Te. Sa ako asad, ang nakita na ko nga disadvantage, especially when we started, kinahanglanon na mo mag-enroll gyud unya mangita og teacher for PE. Kay at that time, gabay pa kaayo mi and then when I started independent homeschooling, so wala pa kaayo dako ang community.
yes
Murag individually mag-enroll ka, ikaw ang mangita kag coach o asa ka maka-enroll sa PE sa imo ang anak. Same with music lessons ing anak. That's why gina-consider namo nato karon one of the things nga himuon nato sa Living Pupil is that this year we connected to mga coach nga example basketball and football para the children can enroll next school year. Okay, so one group sila, at least makita nila ilang mga fellow nga homeschoolers and then they can kanang ma-involve sila sa sports together. And another disadvantage to some parents, but still I would consider it an advantage. To some parents, manggod ka importante kay sa ilaa ang honor sa anak na kinahanglan i-acknowledge, but as experience, di ba no, as sa homeschooling, lahi ang atong way of honoring our children, dili na kanang the ribbons and everything, but it's more on affirming them
yes
na we're giving their best this school year. So kana lang siguro if a parent is really particular with kanang honor
Yes.
Murag mahimo siyang disadvantage ang homeschooling because we don't encourage parents to do that nga
Mm.
ang tagaan og kanang honor, first honor,
Mm.
second honor ang mga bata.
Mm.
We are intentional pud ana because we want children to just love learning. Dili
Yes.
tungod kay gusto sila mahimong top sa class. We
Mm.
want to encourage them to give their best in everything. Okay,
Yes.
gamay na lang atong time. Daghan pa tagstoryahan. Ate Jubes, unsay imong most unforgettable homeschool moment with your children? Hindi kasi mo
Okay.
malimutan.
When it comes to unforgettable moments, actually I have so many unforgettable moments, and even sila, kung ako silang pangutanon, there are many events na ano nila kanang pinpoint nila, but siguro ang para sa ako, if I am to choose only one, siguro the time when we were able to accommodate our neighbors. Kay we have neighbors, tulo ka buok puro lalaki nga they were having difficulty with their modules ba, and then mga grade 3 man to sila, na grade 4 din mga grade 3. As I was looking at it, na kayong kung kalisod yun dahil kay kanang kuan man, mother tongue. Ang hyperbole, lisod kayong definition sa iyo naman, ang tani nga nagilisod, something like that. So we invited them, okay, you can join our homeschool. You can join us sa among Bible reading. So sa among exercise, nag-join sila sa among Bible reading, PE, sa among ang mga stories, sa literature, mga paintings namo, nature study. So it was so much fun during sa time na dili na sila ka-join namo. I also give them something to do, and then kanang it changed the atmosphere ba kay ako pong mga anak nalipay sila na naatong mga bataan. And then one time we did a reenactment of what we read sa book of Joshua. I forgot the chapter, but then it was really really good. And then the greatest lesson that we have received at that time during sa ilahang gihimo nga reenactment, no, nga kanang ang disobedience na agyud di ay siya consequence, no, na siya consequence. And then for me po, as a homeschool mom, for me the fact that we extended our homeschool, no, sa ang class homeschool ng mga class ngadto sa uban mga bata was for me kanang nindot siya nga experience to be able to know ba na kanang hala pwede man din ibuhaton. So I'm even thinking no nga karon na there are homeschool moms na naglisod po sila silang schedule, so I'm thinking of integrating no our kanang other accommodating other kids to join us in some subjects. Kay karon as I am thinking about this one time ko, that was the best feeling na ako na receive niya to be able to help others, no, na dili lang ako mga anak akong natabangan na extend na mo ang class sa other children, and for the children ko na ko, no, it was also a very good experience. So, maura to.
Thanks, Te. How about sa imo, Alin? Most unforgettable homeschool moment?
Same ni Ate Joby. Daghan pud kog unforgettable Zen so far, but ang ako jung kanang na-notice nga di jud nako malimtan is ang connection nga mahimo sa bata, mahimo niya every lesson. Like for example from geography, ma-relate niya sa world history, ma-relate niya sa habits, ma-relate niya sa biography, kana bitong dili na nimo siya kinahanglan nga ingnan nga kadumdum ka atong isa na to ka sa lesson, dili siya na bitaw mingon nga hala mama maskin man gani nag-copyright rami o nag-spelling wisdom rami nakabasa siya atong about sa saints and strangers about atong sa world history nga ning hawa sila sa ilahang lugar because the French need to kanaang to migrate. So ingon siya, hala mao jud ni kato jud ning gipapahawa na sila ang katong Mayflower. Na ay connection ba? And then kato jud akong pinaka best is katong ang story ni Galileo nga at the end for everyone nga wala kabalo sa story ni Galileo, na amaze jud ko nga luoy daay kay siya story nga ang iyaha daing invention not discoveries tanan, yung invention was put into garbage. It was all burned, and he was asked to kneel down and pledge in front of the Pope, the king, the Roman Empire that time na kanang tanan mawala, tanan wala to niya gan discover, wala to niya na nabuhat, wala to niya basta wala iresunto tanan. But then when he was put into jail because sa iyang gibuhat, nagsulat gihapon siya, and then his friend said na anong gausik-usik man kasi mong time Galileo nga wala naman kay mabuhat di na siya. Yang gitubag is ingon siya nga sabdi lang because someday somewhere you cannot change the law of God, and someday somewhere there will be one person who will see my writing and siya na bahala, and God will help him to publish it. And that's why we know Galileo. And then na-amaze ko kaningon si Kili, niingon siya na ako na grabe man kaayo og meekness si Galileo mama no. Kay maskin og tinuod iyang siya nga sa kung pangutanon ko nimo mama kung kinsay example sa meekness, murag si Galileo jud akong ma-example sa human nga nag-show og meekness. Kay grabe jud niyang pagpautos. Sayo jud gidawat nga dili to ako, but ra to tanan, dili to tinuod. Sakit siyang dughan, iyang tanan nga gibuhat, iyang tanan nga na-discover, iyang gi-invent tungod sa telescope nga iyang gi-invent, daghan siya na-discover sa meteorology, pero giwala gito tanan, gisunog tanan iyang books. Muna nga ang meekness, so, na-relate niya ba na siya nga, na-amaze ko ako, sige wala na tay klase, di na ta magstorya, murag wala na murag na perfect na ka, wala need na ta mag-award mao na to siya. Ako lang siyang gi-praise nga happy ko nga ma-relate nimo one subject to the other, and thankful po ko sa Living Pupil because kanang the way they arrange the curriculum, the way they arrange the book, anang amazing kaayo daw kay tabang pud sa parents and the support from you. That's all.
Yes, salamat kay pag-share, Lynn. Actually, pag-share anak ni Evelyn sa ako nakahilak ko. Dito no kanang ang atong mga anak ba as a parent, daghan tag mga kabaw ko para sa inyong giingon nga daghan og mga moments nga unforgettable kanang first hand as a parent makita nato nga hala akong mga anak dili lang facts ang iyang nahibaw-an, but she's getting the idea nga ingani di ay, and for us moms to hear that makaingon ta nga yes okay na ang lesson, pero anak because you're getting something and imuhag yun ng wala ta kagi spoon feed ana, but ikaw ang nagkaton ana. Sa ako lang most unforgettable moment na mo this year was katong, and plus pa election pag yun no ato nga time, pero before pa to siya election nga we were reading the book of Magellan and we found out nga si Magellan he really wants to go on a voyage, and but King Manuel loves him so much nga si King Manuel at that time was the king of Portugal, and because ganahan kay siya nga naalang si Magellan dili niya let go si Magellan, but he knew that Magellan really wants to go to explore the world. And then he end ang book reading, dira she narrated, and then I asked him, so if you are Magellan, what will you do? And I was surprised sa iyang answer when he said, Mom, I will obey the king. I will tell him that I want to go and explore the world, but if he wants me to stay, he will stay because he is the king. And Mom, the Bible said, obey your leaders. Pagkadungog na ko na, okay dong na, anak kayo nahibawan, mauna na It's gonna become more than anything else. We want children to be smart, di ba no? For ingon Evelyn, it's so murag easy nowadays to know the facts and to know a lot of things, but to work on our character and our ideas, na mahimo tang obedient, patriotic, we need to be intentional as parents. Di na to na pwede ipasa sa eskwelahan nga, ma'am, sir, kamo ni bahala sa akong anak ha, nga mahimo ning buutan. No,
Correct.
habit needs to come from us. That is one of our whys. Nganong nag-homeschool me? Because we want to be intentional. We cannot entrust our children. Of course, the teachers, I really respect them. They work so hard, especially katong mga nag-module, no? Grabe. Siguro tungod kay dako lang yun kaayo ang number of ang ratios, ang number of student and the teacher. And let's face it, na ay limitation ang teacher simply because dili niya makita ang estudyante 24 hours. Whereas kita, makita na to itong mga anak, makita na to ilang weakness, asa sila
Yes.
maayo, and we can work on that and work on their weakness as well. Okay? No? Ay, thank you kayo pag-share sa inyong unforgettable moment. Sige, unsay may encourage ninyo sa parents that are watching right now o mag-watch pa ning a broadcast and dili pa sila decided to homeschool or not? What would you want to tell them? Sige, magsugod ko kang Evelyn. Eileen.
Zen?
Mm-mm. What advice can you give the parents when you consider pa mag-homeschool?
For me, for those parents nga nag-consider pang mag-homeschool, ang ako lang yung ikasulti nila is do not be afraid to take the leap. It's difficult. It's really difficult at the beginning. Sa sinugdanan, lisod gyud siya. But if you are going to enroll in Living Pupil, they're always there. They will always be there to answer your questions. There are parents. There is a group. There's a community that will help each other, sharing questions, answering questions. Naa ang Living Pupil. And the world para
Oops, I think na ay problem sa connection nila ni Evelyn. Okay, we'll get back to you, Lynn. Sige, while waiting for Evelyn, Ate Jubes, what advice can you give the parents na consider mag-homeschool?
Okay. For those parents na nag-desire mo mag-homeschool no, and then you have so many doubts pa, napamoy daghan nga gihunahon na mga concerns, just go on. Don't be shy to connect with us, no, PM, text, no, sa amoa, like kay Teacher Zen, and sa uban pa nato nga mga kauban dinhi, don't be shy to ask, and then we will be kanang ready to help you. Kay kami nagsugod pud mi nga wala mi kabalukon sa among buhaton, but then naara gid a solution. So ako alang is don't be scared to start, and then just continue to learn. Kay kami hantod doon nag-learn gyapon ko, no, nagpaday na gyapon ko learn, especially na higher years ang mga bata ba. So I will continue to learn, I will navigate, no, amo ang kuan kanang next na pud nga step. So hingana lang kanang dili ta mahadlok mag-learn. By the way, kung mag-homeschool magud ka kay kung ikaw nga parent ba, subon yun kasi mo. And there are also so many things that you need to learn and to unlearn. Like sa Charlotte Mason, no, daghan kay example katong giingon ni Teacher Zen ba about grades or about kanang mga rewards. Mausab jud imong panghunahuna kay sometimes magud source magud sa atong pride atong mga anak no. So gusto jud ta nga mo excel sila to the point no kanang malimtan na sila ba, malimtan na to sila gyud kanang nalipay sila silang gibuhat o kanang wala bitaw tungod kay gi-place ta nila kanang dapat naagid sa sulod nila ba kanang learning ano jud so mas nindot pa nga i-affirm na to sila pag-ayo to really go no than to kaysa ma-pressure ta nga apat gid sila naagi honor or unsa ba nagi award ikan sa school. So naay mga things na i-set aside lang no as a parent i-set aside ato ang atong garbo no then let us look at the welfare gid sa mga bata kanang for real like because sa homeschool bitaw ang nanindutan kay nako kay I will be preparing them for their future like no I like it when my daughter learns so much about cooking. I like it when my sons no are really kanang dili bitaw mag panuko og mop sa floor and do things that they need to do kay ako man silang ginaingnan na in this stage right now you are teenagers you are preparing yourself to become an adult. So, that's what homeschooling does. Kaya kung, imagine mo na ako, kung sa una, napat sila sa school mo, mas focus mo jud kay sa academic, kay ma-pressure lagi ka. Pero karon it's the totality nila ang ginatanaw ba. So, kung ikaw naka nga heart, no, as a parent, usab ang imong pangunahan na kung mag-homeschool ka, la, dili lang di ay academic ako ngayon. And then there are so many people who are just ready to help you. So just feel free to ask and then change your mindset na it's not about them kanang kuan jud mahimo nga mga si Ma'am Evelyn pa no mga mahimong bright today mahimo gid sila nga mga kuan jud maayo nga mga tao one day maayo nga mga citizens sa atong country nindot og mga character. That's all.
Thank you, Te. How about you, Lynn? You want to add sa imo ang storya ganiha?
Sorry, naputol ko. Nawa ako
Yes.
internet.
We
No,
understand.
same rami og ko ani Ate Joby, pero kanang because para sa ako Zen, for me the world doesn't need only an intelligent person, an intelligent human being or dili lang kay bright. Para nako the world needs a good character because when a person has a good character, it includes your values, your good thoughts, your work, your good work, and your good action. Mura bitaw, we really need that kind of people na conscience. So we can be all intelligent because everything, wala may natawo nga doktor, wala po natawo nga presidente diretso. Makatunan man ang tanan, pero para nako if you have a good character, it is more important. That's why kanang uyon ko sa gingon Ate Juby nga kanang wala na di bali na walay honor dili man nato kinahanglan di ay na realize nako dili man di ay kinahanglan ang importante di ay nga ang bata ma-affirm nimo siya sa mga maayo niya nabot because all of us are work in progress even ako as a parent wala layo pa kay ko I was even thinking pila pa ka ko kay years para akong atmosphere mahimong ikaw og sa Ate Juby layo pa kaayo.
Sige lang, Lynn. Dili man sad mi perfect. Nasukog gihapon ko. Mo anang nagpatabang na ko sa akong bana na siya na pud magtudlo. Pero yes, we are a work in progress. Pareho sa ato ang mga anak. Di ba? Gina-transform ni Lord ang ato ang mga anak. Filling them with skills and ideas. At the same time, kita pod mas nahimot kang skillful as a mom. Okay, sa ako pod, before we go to our last question, sa mga parents nga nag-consider na mag-homeschool, I want to ask you this question. When you look at your child, unsay future ang gusto nimo maging naa sila? What kind of future do you want them to have? What kind of person do you want them to be? And then from there, you ask yourself, what form of education, okay, or how can you equip them to become that kind of person? With all the things that are going on karon with sa mga batanon nato, makaanak ko nga, how somehow na ay gap because nowadays we can really hear of successful young people, millionaires, as young as 18, 19, 20 years old. We live in a time like that. Nga daghan kaayog mga talented nga mga batanon, successful nga mga batanon. But sa other side of it, we also hear of young people nga bright, somehow successful, pero dili kabalo mo respeto,
Yes.
dili kabalo mo honor. And if you're a parent right now, what kind of future or what kind of youth kana imong anak, mahimo man ng youth, do you want them to become one day? The truth is, their education plays a big part of that nga nung naing anak sila. Of course, everything starts in the home. Munang ningon gyud si Charlotte Mason, education is an atmosphere, a discipline, and a life. Our atmosphere as parents, it will affect our children. But education is not all about atmosphere. Kay pwede man nga ang bata lives in a home nga nindot og atmosphere, life-giving and parents, but when they go to a school, pag abot na nila sa school, the things that they learn don't contribute to them being good, being kind, does not contribute to them being patriotic sa country. And sa school, maybe wala sila na train sa good habits and discipline. And ningon si Charlotte Mason, to raise up a child, to educate a child, dapat na ang atmosphere, na ang discipline, and na ang life. And when we say life, dapat ang ginakatunan sa atong mga anak is that every time they read a book, it should engage their emotions. Like sa among gi-share ka ganina, nag-ana si Evelyn nga i-connect sa iyang anak kaninga story to this story, and naa siya makita, naa siya model nga ay ing ani di ay si Galileo. Ing ani di ay siya. I want to be like Galileo. Naa sila example. So they're forming, they're making connections on their own, they're learning on their own. So, to the parents, I want you to consider, pause, tanaway mong mga anak. Okay? For me, why we homeschool? Okay, ako na ang una mo tubag. In closing, namagod din nga question na ako. In closing, I want Ate Juby and Evelyn to fill in the blanks. Homeschooling is worth it because of blank. Okay, so ako sa umuuna. Una na lang po. So, homeschooling is worth it because it becomes an avenue for us, parents, ako ang bana. By the way, when you homeschool, dili lang si mama ang teacher. Pwede si papa, and even if dili mag-teach si papa ang principal. Kaya siya ang maghatag sa budget, mag-check, o sakto ba pagtundo ni teacher. So homeschooling is worth it for me. Yes, a friend of mine, si Teacher Milona, said before, I remember I was a newbie homeschooler at that time. I heard him speaking sa conference and she said, homeschooling is not hard. It's fabulously hard. Yes, tinuod yun. Dili siya sa yun because it takes for us parents to commit to time, to commit to grow, to commit to change. Dili pwedeng we remain the same. We need to change our bad habits. But despite the somehow murag challenges or difficulties sa homeschooling, it is still worth it. Why? Because this is our avenue as parents to really equip our children, to train them with heart and skills. By saying skills, naa sila yung mga trainings, naa tay TLE nga life skills good, magluto sila, mag-gardening sila, mag-carpentry sila, life skills. And the books that they are reading, it's relevant sa ilang time, sa ilang generation. It is equipping them to become great leaders one day. Now, when I say leaders, dili necessarily mahimong presidente, leader sa ilang company, leader sa ilang club, sa school, pag mag-college sila. So, this is my avenue, our avenue to equip them with skills. But dili lang siya skills, dili lang siya academics, but my avenue to equip my children with a heart. Because sa pag-homeschool, naa sila habit training, and they have avenues to share with others. Makita nila through the stories. Uh, through the stories, they learn nga evil will never prosper. That good, being good, yes, murag, mapildi usahay, pero in the end, being good will always cause you to be triumphant. So that is why for me, homeschooling is worth it. How about you, Lynn? And then after kang Evelyn sa Ate Juby.
For me, homeschooling is worth it because it really strengthen our relationship. As I mentioned previously, nga murag sige ra ko kasuko because of school. So sa yaharang performance sa academic, which is dili di ay when you educate a child, it's not only about intellect, it's the whole being, the physical, the emotional, the mental, especially yung connection spiritually, especially in this kanang kuan na kayo nga kalibutan. Gagmay lang mga kisaw-kisaw ginagmay. Our youth is wala na mo sort na sila sa into bad things. So it's really strengthen our relationship because sa gimension ni Ate Juby, you will get to know your child's weakness and strength. Anya dito nimo i-work out unsaon nimo sila pagtabang because as you said Zen, dili man nato sila pwede ino na ma'am sir kamo na bahala sa akong anak para mabutan. Dili gyud na pwede. Dili gyud nato ma-blame ang teachers in which the teachers we have kanang high respect nila because we also comes from traditional school but lahi ra gyud kay naabya pud sila limitation. They are going to face 20 to 30 more than 20 pupil or student at one time. So mao to siya Zen.
Thank you, Lynn. How about you, Ate Jubes?
For me, homeschool is worth it because it brought us together. No, it brought us closer together, and also it brought us closer together as a family and also to God. No, okay. Now every day kanang mag ano me mag Bible reading ni ma-amaze ko sa mga realization sa mga bata bakit karon dili lang man mi mag-narrate mag-discuss naman mi and then amaze ko and go, wow Lord thank you kayo na this brought us even more closer to you we kanang better understand the ways of God no and then also nakita na ko through homeschooling pod no kanang na spare bitaw akong mga anak sa mga bad companies okay I have known of many mga young people na mga people that are close to us no na they started good but then later on sa high school o sa college kanang adto bitaw sila mga wrong friends and it is really in the Bible it is really kanang true ba nga kanang bad company corrupts good character bisan pag-unsa kabuutan imong anak no dinha sa imong pagmatuto sa ilaha and then pag-abot dito sa school basta gali bad ang iyang company anang wala jud kay mabuhat anak kay matakdan gid siya so kana palang daan ba na ano nako na kana palang daan nga dako kay nga factor nga makaguba sa mga nga karakter na ano na bitaw nako na sulbad na through homeschooling because through homeschooling kabalo ko kinsa kauban sa akong mga anak ano bitaw and then kabalo ko kinsa iyang gika-associate with and I'm always there not to look after them but kanang to see to it ba na nindot jud ang iyang mga kauban nindot ang mga disposition sa iyang mga kauban so kana para na ko dako kay nga blessing because of the things that I've seen and the things that I have heard from those who have gone before us mga nga mga kapay mga anak nita nga mao na ilang experience sa pag-grow up sa ilang mga anak. So nalipay kay ko ana, and I'm confident na kung sa maabot na gali sa time na kanang ma-release na sila, igo pod na set na gyud ang kanang foundation, sila mismo kabalo sila mamili og mga friend na ang katong conviction niya na asa sulod nila ma-strengthen pag-ayo, and then sila pod kabalo na gyud mo say no when it comes to temptations. For me, homeschooling is really good because of this.
Wow, salamat kay Ate Judes. Yes, dili ta gusto nga atong mga anak mahimo na lang silang silent no nga. Dili man nga tungod kay nag-homeschool ko. Parang akong mga anak mahimo na gyud silang silent pag naay mga issues and all. No. We're training them to be wise when to speak, when to be silent. So na-train na to sila og ayo. Well, thank you kaayo Lynn and Ate Jubes for the wonderful discussion, for sharing your homeschooling story, journey, for encouraging all of us. To everyone that are watching us, thank you for joining us karong gabi una sa nagabian nata. See you again in the next 2 weeks. So in the next 2 weeks, we will be talking about the beauty of a Charlotte Mason education. Unsa man na siya? Unsa man ng homeschooling with truth, goodness, and beauty. How do we produce kids nga na truth, goodness, and beauty? That will be on our next broadcast 2 weeks from now. And if you're interested to know more about homeschooling or to enroll, our enrollment is ongoing sa Living Pupil. So kindly message our Facebook page. Thank you again, everyone, and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you.
Mamayong gabi sa tanan.
Thank you, Zen. Thank you,
you.
Ate Jo. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
If
Thank
you can give your
Bye.
child
Bye,
the
Mom.
gift of a lifetime of enjoyable learning? What if you find a time-tested method of raising children who love to read, learn, and immerse themselves with ideas and have the heart to care for others? This is what we believe a Charlotte Mason education can give you. We know the old system of just having our children get by with good grades is no longer enough. We want our children to learn, love learning, and apply what they learn in their present and future lives. Living Pupil Homeschool is the first Charlotte Mason homeschool provider in the Philippines and Cebu's first homegrown homeschool provider. We have solid experience of helping parents with their homeschool education for almost 6 years. We started as a homeschool support in 2016 and evolved into a homeschool provider in 2017. Living Pupil Homeschool's mission is to be able to raise children and parents with both heart and skills. We do this by working together with parents by giving their children a rich, gentle, and Christ-centered education. Inspired by Charlotte Mason's philosophy of education, children can enjoy a feast of ideas through living books and not just dry facts and other CM elements such as narration, nature study, habit training, handicrafts, copywork, and history chronology. Likewise, parents have the freedom to select lessons that tailor fit their child's needs and manage their finances with their affordable tuition fee and installment plans. From preschool to senior high school, our programs are inclusive of parent training and support, coaching on the curriculum and method, book recommendations, training on how to do assessment and grading, online COOP classes, a number of free ebooks or PDF books, intentional parenting programs, and DepEd accreditation in partnership with Kairos Christian Academy from K2 to senior high school. We also provide international accreditation for families who want their academic records to be recognized internationally. In partnership with Charlotte Mason Philippines, new incoming families are also privileged to receive a Talina Charlotte Mason curriculum, a complete, open, and go lesson guide for 1 year for free. Our school year is also filled with fun and engaging LP events and activities, both online and face-to-face, that kids and the entire family can be a part of. Lastly, our dynamic and helpful homeschool community is there to support you always, regardless of whether you are a newbie or a seasoned homeschool mom or dad. Be a part of Living Pupil Homeschool. Be a living pupil. Heart and skills.